Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Midweek Mackems here on Black Cats TV, Only Fools NSAFC, and Michael Bauer's channel. There we go. I'm going to get used to that eventually and not trip over my tongue. Welcome, lads. It's always great to do these when we've had after a back of a win. How are you doing, Michael?
I'm not doing too badly. How are you getting on?
I'm good. I'm still happy, and stuff. Optimistic, slightly more smug every week, like I said, like I promised.
Well, hopefully you will be at the end of the season. It is quite funny because I'm just looking at a video from the Jack Ward football podcast, who's an Oxford fan. It goes, "How Sunderland are shocking everyone," and it just reading that title is just bringing a big smile to my face.
Wayne, any more Sky Sports lined up? How are you doing?
No, I think I've been bombed out. I think I must have been that's who I've been sacked off. But no, I've had nothing this week.
Too realistic. You didn't weren't ambitious enough, Wayne.
Aye, too honest. I'm not excited enough for them, but I am very good, mate. Very good. Looking forward to another hour or two or three and see how it goes.
Last time you had to go to bed, it went on that long. You just heard us three talking and Wayne snoring. Just go and rewatch it and tune in and listen. Conrad, my co-host at Black Cats TV. How are you doing, Conrad?
I'm really good. I was looking. It's weird. We've only done 3 episodes of this, and I find myself that this is what I look forward to every week now. Is Wednesday night just to come on and have a good old bit of crack about Sunderland, really. So, yeah, looking forward to it again for 6 more hours.
Excellent. And of course, I can see the chat coming in from all 3 of the channels. So get your chat in there. We'll try and go to it as much as we can. If you've got a question, put it in capitals, something like that, to grab my attention so I don't miss it. I'm sure the lads will jump on me if I do anyway. Right. Let's talk about the game, because another cracking result, obviously. And didn't we, the last week, literally say who's going to be the first of the new ones to score? I'm sure that was... Did anyone pick Alderete?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that?
Yeah.
I'll be more modest. I definitely didn't pick Alderete.
I'll have to go back and check.
The odds for it being the defenders probably is not great, but he did have that awesome volley on. Was it his debut where he had that great volley?
Brentford, he had the left-footed volley, but he also hit the bar against Villa, so he's getting up there.
He's definitely threatening.
Hang on, can we just not forget the beautiful cross he put in for Mayenda against West Ham?
Yeah, true.
Great player. Anyway, Michael, were you at the game?
Yes, I was. I was at the game. It was
How was the first half for you?
Sorry?
How was the first half for you?
It panned out largely as I kind of expected it would. It was a kind of a lot of it was basically just we were kind of happy to sit off Forest to an extent. We were quite aggressive actually when Forest got into our final third. Don't know how different it came across on the TV, but that's how it came across to me in the stadium. But I think we missed a decent chance in the first couple of minutes. I think, is it Wilson Isidore? It's not like a clear cut chance or anything like that, but it's still a pretty...
It was his classic turn snapshot that he just manages usually to sneak in, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, we defended fairly well. Although I would say this, man. I think Forest's wingers are class. Forest wingers are really good. I remember it was Damandoy. No, I was going to Damandoy. How you say it? Not the one that used to play for us. A different Damandoy. But the one he basically had Hume's life repeatedly, and it wasn't that I thought Hume played poorly either. I think he was just very, very good. If I had one negative from the first half, just to get it out of the way, I didn't think Masuaku was very good defensively. I thought he was very, I thought he was beaten far too easily on a few occasions. But going forward, I can sort of see where West Ham fans were coming from, where if that's anything to go by, he's a bit suspect defensively, but going forward, he can actually offer a fair bit. So, but look, in general, we contained Forest reasonably well. And then obviously, got to talk about the goal. The dinked ball from Xhaka is just amazing, and it's not even just the experience that we've signed him for. He's now got, I think, 3 assists now already in 6 games, which just says
back to back, because it was his assists last week as well, wasn't it?
There's only one player in the league who's got more assists than him, and it's Diouf at West Ham, who's got 4. There's loads of people on 3. People like Grealish and someone else. Doku has got 3 as well, but so Xhaka.
Yeah, well, I think it's not bad company to be in, is it? But yeah, I think, so what, his assists now have pretty much earned us about 7 points, because he got the match-winning assist for Isidore against Brentford, then the, match-drawing assist last week, which felt like a win with 10 men against Villa, and then obviously this week. So, he's put in so many ways, he's been absolutely vital. And but you got to admit, but obviously Alderete makes a good run. completely unmarked, by the way, from Forest's point of view. That's terrible defending from Forest. If that was us who conceded that, I would have been tearing my hair out. But it's not us. It was Forest who defended like that. And of course, when Alderetti's ball kind of went in, it bounced in the away end. It felt like it bounced in super slow motion. And
it felt like that on the TV as well.
Yeah, but were you guys like literally just went like this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was gone.
Delayed reaction.
Delayed reaction by about 2 seconds. We didn't, because we saw it hit the net and we thought, we can't have scored, surely. Oh, wait, we have. They're running off celebrating. Get in. So, yeah, that's literally kind of how it felt like. And for the rest of the game, going forward, we didn't really do very much, I don't think. I think, obviously, we didn't really have another great chance, what I can remember, until the last 5-10 minutes of the game when Forest were coming on to us, which we'll talk about the second half later, I'm sure. But, yeah, I mean, first half was kind of what I expected, but obviously I was buzzing that we went into halftime with the lead.
Yeah. Excellent. And Wayne, were you there as well?
No, I wasn't there, no.
You watch it on the telly?
I certainly did.
Did you have the same experience as me? Like Michael's saying, this wasn't just a live experience because Conrad snips up like my reactions and puts them on our shorts. And I watched it back and I'm like, he scored. Why aren't you reacting? Now you're reacting.
Alderetti's already off, pointing at his arm. Like all the players are walking back to the start. And Mike's like, "Get in, get in."
Was that Conrad just WhatsApping you? Was that Conrad just WhatsApping you during it? And just going,
"We scored.
We scored. Why are you reacting? You're a bit delayed." Right,
I got it spoiled because I've got the club's notifications on Twitter, so we got a free kick, and then they just put Omar Alderete, and I went, well, he's either done something here or something.
Always turn notification off.
And then he peeled to the back post, and I was like, all right, well, doesn't matter then.
So your thoughts on the first half, Wayne? The official stats, they doubled the amount of shots we had. They doubled the amount of shots on target we had. 65% possession over our 35. Nearly doubled our amount of passes and 90% pass accuracy to our 81. If you're a Forest fan, you feel robbed, right?
Not really. Possession doesn't win you games. We found that out plenty of times, haven't we? I thought, like Michael says, the first 5-10 minutes, I thought we were really good. I thought we pressing them. Isadore's chance was unlucky, went through the defender's legs. But after that, Forest kind of upped the game, didn't they? But I must say, I thought the referee had a really, really good first half. A couple of times that they had dived. I think McAtee dived early on, and I think Endoy dived as well against Trey Hume. And where the goal came from, I think referee got it spot on. We'll probably talk about it a little bit later, but I just thought referee was good. Nipped in the bud. I've got a still where it shows you Hume's actually turning round and running back towards the halfway line as Milenkovic has actually gone down on the floor. That's how late he was. There
was a few like that. There was a few. They were very easy to fall over, weren't they?
I mean, they really were soft. But I agree with Michael about Masuaku. I thought he was poor. Defensively, really poor. I've spoken to a few West Ham fans and they said he's like, that's really good going forward, but he's defensively really, really bad. And he got caught out, hence the reason why he got booked. Player was going to go past him. But for all they had the possession in the first half, they didn't really hurt us. They didn't get their first shot on target until 67 minutes. So, like I said, possession doesn't win you games.
67 minutes?
That was their first shot on target, 67 minutes.
It didn't feel like it in the ground.
Even though they looked like they had us all over and they were dominating the ball, they didn't really do that much and just credit our defence, really. I thought Trey Hume had a bit of an off first half as well, if I'm honest. I don't think he was at his best. I thought Endoy kind of had him on toast a couple of times down at left-hand side. But I was just so pleased to get in a 1-0 against a runner player.
Hume also nearly gave them an opportunity for an equaliser. I think, was that the second half, though?
Yeah, second half.
I mean, just because you mentioned Hume, that was shocking. That was a shocking moment from him. For someone that's trying to challenge to be in a very competitive squad at the moment.
Well, this is it.
Might punish him.
You can't afford to be making mistakes like that, like especially now when you've got competition. So when our Regis Lebris is ruthless and you will be out the side.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Conrad, I want to know what you thought of the first half, and I also want to know, should we drop Isidore now? He didn't score.
I actually. So I'll start on Isidore because you've rattled my cage already. Right. No, I actually thought Isidore, he was a handful. He had that snapshot in the first 5 minutes, and I thought, good, if we keep playing like this, he'll get chances. Obviously, it didn't turn out that way, and Forest really upped their game, and we we sort of struggled to get an attacking foothold going in that first half. But Isidore's defensive duties as well in the first half and the second half really helped the team out as well. There was a couple of times where he was the one who was doing the clearance, or even the one that just sort of won the second ball for us just to get it a bit further away for us. So I still think he massively contributed in that game. And I think you saw the fact that normally when a striker's playing for us and they haven't done anything, Labrie normally takes them off at about 60, 65. I think he stayed on all the way until the 86th this time, because I think he was contributing well enough to the side. So I thought, he's doing all right, and I still would probably have him leading the line against Man United this weekend. The other part of it was, Hume had a few dodgy moments, and Masuaku wasn't great. I think the thing that on the eye test of Masuaku, he doesn't look as urgent as the other defenders do, if you know what I mean. And so you can see the passion in Alderete and Mukiele and Hume and Xhaka and all of them, that intensity within them to be really good for the team. And Masuaku felt a bit casual, a bit sort of like, oh yeah, just simple ball here, just knock it there.
Do you think he just doesn't get the club yet? I
think, because if you think it's his first start apart from Huddersfield Town, where he also played centre-back, I think he's either not fully up to speed with it yet, and obviously got dropped in the position because of Reynaldo, or he's just, that's him, as Wayne was sort of saying, in that he's not completely great defensively, but will offer something going forward. We'll see. I imagine he's probably still going to play against West Ham. I wouldn't be against West Ham, Man United. I wouldn't be against. It's because he came from West Ham. That's what I was thinking. I wouldn't be surprised though if you saw what we did in the second half, though, with Hume moving over and Getreda going in, because when Getreda came on, he was different gravy.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was like prime Nedder, wasn't he?
Oh, I know. I was so wanting that to go in, because it'd have been like, sit down, Naden. We don't need you no more. Look at
that. If it had gone in, that would have been probably one of the greatest individual goals I've ever seen from a Sunderland player.
Can I just say as well, it was slightly better than Anua's, because at one point he fooled two defenders because he just didn't touch the ball. He just sort of went like that, and they all ran off, and he just walked straight on again. Like Anua was
a recent PSG when they did me a year ago.
Rugby sidestep, that is.
It was beautiful watching it. I really wish he'd gone in, especially because I had 2-0. Go, come on!
Can I just say to back up Conrad on something? I obviously we've had this debate about who should start up front. I thought Isidore was really good second half. Personally, I thought he was a really good sort of focal point. And one of my criticisms of Isidore has been that I think so, as much as I love the guy, sometimes I think he gets bullied too easily. And I think sometimes when you're under the cosh and you're getting the ball forward, sometimes I think the ball needs to stick to him a bit better. But I thought second half at that particular point, I thought he was really good. There was a couple of times he was literally just doing even just the simple things excellently, like getting us forward and giving us the opportunity to have a bit of a breather. Because although Forest weren't creating loads of clear-cut chances one after another, it felt like that we were getting pinned in a bit more. And I felt like when we needed that outlet just to give us a bit of relief, I did think Isidore was providing that. But I also want to quickly say I think Hume was. I've seen a few people be mixed on Hume. I thought Hume was much better second half, personally, apart from that one.
Oh, I didn't notice him second half at all. He was his normal self second half. But yeah, you're right. Isidore as well he was running in the channels. He was holding the ball up for us as well, just to get us out. Because the amount of times where you've been camped in and the ball just comes straight back, he was just giving us a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes each time, just to sort of
which can often
get ourselves back into shape and just sort of, get ready for the next one. He was class without scoring. I really wish he'd scored, though, because then I'd been able to go to Mike and go like, "Look, he's still doing it." Because it's a year
I was
ago,
like, no, he didn't score.
Yes. A year ago, Mike was the one championing Isidore over any of our strikers before he came in against Watford and was like, I won't have it. Isidore, when he comes in, is going to do this. And a year later, he's flipped the other way.
I've not flipped the other way. I like Isidore. But I mean, what Michael said's a great point. The fact he gets a bit bullied, sort of thing. I'd love to see when Brobby gets fully match fit and stuff. Them as a striking partnership, because they try and bully Isidore and then Brobby flattens him. It's a good combination.
And then Noel Edmonds comes in.
The good thing about it is that when we've got Mayenda, Isidore, and Brobby up front as options. If you look at Leeds and Burnley, I mean, I know from what I've heard from Leeds fans, for example, a lot of their and I know Wayne does a show with a Leeds fan, the consensus I've heard is they've done brilliantly in midfield and defence, but up front they're lacking. And I'm not 100% sure Burnley's forward options are going to score enough to keep them up. So I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I bet you the fans of those two clubs, whatever they might tell you, might want to have the options that we do up front. And that's, for a promoted team, that's quite encouraging, dare I say.
Yeah,
100%. Definitely. I'm going to read some of the comments just so we don't leave anyone out. I can't get through them all, Jen. Sorry, I can't read that fast, but I've started a couple here. Anyone's talking about United or the formations, we'll go into that, so we'll bring your comments up when it comes to that. Eddie said, is Mukulele injured, or was it that debunked? Does anyone know the information on that? Wayne, you're nodding?
There's rumours that he's got a thigh injury. Against rumours, but it seems to have been all over social media last couple of days that he's picked up an injury in training. So, I mean, if he is out, it will be a blow. But we've got Big Dan Barlow that'll slot straight into there. So I'm not too concerned. But obviously, I'd much rather he was playing at the weekend because he will be a miss. But I've heard he potentially could be missing on Saturday.
Right. SJ kind of follows that up with the club can keep transfers under wraps when it comes to injuries. They're like a sieve.
Can I just say there was something on Instagram or Twitter today, one of the two, where obviously that had been doing the rounds about Mukulele, but then they'd uploaded a picture. You know when like there's a winning side in 7-a-side, and he was in it and he'd been playing. But I don't know if that's a picture from the other day. I don't know if that, is from there. But I think even someone commented, it might have been Siddiqui, going, "Aren't you meant to be injured?" So I'm not too sure. But every other rumour we've had this season about an injury has turned out to be right. With Enzo was off for the Brentford game, or something. Or was it Palace? It was one of the two. Enzo was out, and then Diarra's injury as well was the other one.
SJ said, "Does Ballard go straight in?" Then I would say so.
You'd imagine so. If there's no way, if Mukulele really is injured, then I would imagine I'd be very surprised if Ballard's not the replacement, unless of course he's injured as well, and he's been sealed.
He's come back from injury, and he's not like half the time we see a player come back from injury, and it's like they're never quite the same. He's come back just as good, hasn't he? So
he has to be if he wants to be. He wants to be in the team. He's got to be.
Yeah. John Swinney said, "Isn't VAR great when the goal check and it goes for you as we get to celebrate twice?" I'm still on the fence.
We haven't been stung by VAR yet.
We haven't.
Everything's
kind
gone
of
our
worked
way.
in our favour so far.
Ever since the playoff final, it's all gone our way.
Do you know what this proves, though? This proves for the last 4 seasons, every single one of us on YouTube have been saying refs are against us. Decisions are always against us. As soon as we got VAR, it's proof because they're all going in our favour now.
So we were right then.
We were right.
Yeah. Backed up our argument.
I think in the ground it kind of felt like I was going, yeah, wait a minute, I'm going to look like an idiot here. Oh my God, it's allowed. That's kind of more what my protest was.
You can't not celebrate when
the Villa game at home did that for me because the Brentford one, when we scored, I went mental and then I forgot and I was like, oh God, he could be offside, and then I did get the second celebration. Villa, I sort of went, yeah, and then was like,
it's worse in the ground. Yeah, it's got to be worse in the ground than it is on TV because you're going to get a vantage point on TV straight away. Like, yeah, he's definitely onside, but in the ground, that's more sensitive. But anyways,
because every goal's at the fucking far end. Sorry about that comment that's been put on 3 times.
We'll get there in a minute, Tim. We'll get there.
Don't like you, Tim. He keeps cutting you off.
Yeah, especially because every goal is at the fucking far end of the ground from me and Wayne at the moment. We never actually get a good view of it. Everything looks a straight line from the north end of the ground.
You're still shouting onside.
No, it's offside. Well, to me, from this side of the ground, mate, Sunderland have scored. So
yeah, we're gonna have to ring you.
Oh no! I don't like that. The opposition have scored against us. Disallow it.
Yeah.
But he's 3 yards onside. I don't care. Just disallow it anyway.
I like some. You don't see it all the time, but I've seen it where the ref says the decision and why, and it's out loud on the tannoy. But that doesn't seem to be every game.
That's if they're overruling it or they're overturning a decision. So when they gave our goal against Brentford, he didn't need to say anything because it was just it's onside, like it's a goal. But for Newcastle, for example, he gave the penalty against Arsenal, and then VAR kind of wrongly intervened, saying that actually you're really wrong when it was sort of a subjective decision. But that's why he had to announce to the stadium why he changed his mind.
Ah, I got you. Okay,
Didn't they do that in the playoff final as well, where they had to announce when
why they disallowed the goal?
Yeah, but I'm more mentioning. I don't even remember if you've seen Alt Ending's video when he does the review of the playoff final. But he puts like after review, Sheffield United's 21's in line of vision the goalkeeper. Then he puts "Get fucked, Chris Wilder" underneath it, which is brilliant.
It's probably your favourite moment, I imagine.
Thanks for beating that bell end last night.
Yeah, Ross Stewart beauty.
Yeah.
Tim the Minion, shush! No. This best be the greatest comment ever now, Tim. Pressure's on you, mate. Forrest didn't have a shot on target until 68th minute. Yeah, we said that. Thought Sadiqi's yellow was soft as well. What do we think of that?
I can't
made a noise win. I'll go to you.
I think it was a yellow. I think he's tracking back. It's one of them where as soon as you put your arm on the shoulder, pull them down, it's a yellow card. The player's gone away from him. It's just the rules.
I thought it was stupid.
He went down a bit easy as we've just been saying, but the rules of the game, it's a yellow card. He pulls him back, so it's.
I don't think he needed to. That was the annoying thing about that.
9 minutes inside their half, and you pull him down. It was a tactical foul, so it was a yellow card. But don't forget, in League One, Max Power got 3 red cards for tactical fouls. So it's just.
Not very tactical then, was he?
No. He did boot them in the face while doing it. No, we're not doing your comment again, mate. Oh, sorry.
Tim just says, let's hit the likes.
I'll do that one. That's fine.
There you go. Thank you, Tim, even though Conrad keeps cutting you off at every opportunity. Emma's in the house, says, evening, guys. Patrick says, hi, guys. Hi, Michael. I saw you in the Nest Bar. I assume this is you, Michael, not me, Michael, because that would have been a trek for me. Was about to say hello, and you disappeared like a male version of Mystique.
I love the X-Men reference. I'll take that. Thanks very much.
Andy has the cosplay for the same thing, so he's, He
looks good in a blue leotard.
You've not lived till you see Bowers as Mystique. Tune in next week.
Tune in next week.
Should we do that for Halloween? Fancy dress. Surely fancy dress for Halloween.
Fancy dress. That sounds like a good shout.
Put Sunderland shirt on your costume as well.
Thumbs up or thumbs down if we should do a fancy dress for Halloween in the chat. Stephen Hensel says, "For amigos, do we dare to dream?" I've been dreaming since day one.
Mike's already dead at the start of the season.
Yeah.
Right, let's go back to the game. So, I mean, open question. Anyone jump in? Did we miss Reinildo? I think so. I think especially first half. I think when we changed the second half, when we put Tria Hume and Talby on the left hand side, and then we brought Trude on and Bert and Traore, I thought we looked much better. I was really impressed with Traore, but I think we did miss Reinildo. I think he's just a better player than Masuaku. We need to be fair. So, in my opinion, I think we did miss him. Yeah, is that two game ban, isn't it? He's on
3.
Is it 3?
Violent
3,
conduct.
but he served one of them already, so has he missed?
Wasn't violent. He was just saving.
He was just trying to balance him with his. Studs.
We've done this. I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, we'll just say that if Mike was so right and it wasn't a red card, then I'm glad the ban got overturned. Oh wait.
Yeah. Well, I don't work for the club. What can I say?
You should have been their advocate.
I should have been. The free kick as well. I wanted to talk about that because I feel, you jump in and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I feel like set pieces has been our downfall for like the last 3 or 4 seasons. Looks like we've not had a set piece coach, and all of a sudden, at the end of last season and this season now, we're nailing it every single time. So this looks like something out the training ground every single time.
But it also helps when you've got somebody who can take a free kick as well, though, Mike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does, but you can see that there's a routine worked out as well each time.
I mean, that one on Saturday was definitely worked. The Alderete was free at the back post, wasn't he? Something they've worked on. They've clearly been watching Forest and how they set up. So, fair play, but it's just nice to see. Nice to see. We've got some of these moves from corners and free kicks. Yeah. Conrad, do you think the coaching additions from Labrie has made that difference, or is it purely player quality?
Whichever way it is, I think we've clearly highlighted that as an avenue of scoring more goals, maybe in this division rather than in the previous 2 we were in. I mean, you look. I know we're not probably going to get to Arsenal's level until later on in the season, if you ask Mike. But Arsenal for set pieces for the last 2 or 3 seasons have been an absolute brute force for them. It's how they score the majority, or probably not the majority, but a large portion of their goals are from set pieces, whether they be corners, free kick routines, or long throw-ins. And we look like we're doing the same sort of thing, going, right, this is actually a really good way of scoring against teams, especially when you have a manager like Ange who just goes, we don't need to coach set pieces, defenders should know what they're doing. And it clearly just comes back and bites him again as another team scores a set piece against him. But yeah, it really does help that we have Xhaka. I mean, remember when we bought Seb Larsson for that reason and we still weren't very good at delivering corners and free kicks and what have you there. But yeah, Xhaka seems to get his deliveries right on the money every single time. So yeah, I think we've probably seen it's an avenue that we needed to get better at, because last season it was just, if the cross was right, if the cross was right, Ballard might score, but that was literally about it.
Yeah. I was just sorry. I wasn't trying to distract from your conversation there, but we've got loads of thumbs up, and it looks like we're going to all end up in fancy dress.
Very good.
I'm sorry to say, gents. You've done worse things, Michael. Didn't you pour Pepsi over your own head on the live stream we did for the transfer deadline
I can't
day?
even remember I can't even remember why the hell I did that. Was it something like if we signed Jermaine Defoe or something, or Pepsi to sign Jermaine Defoe?
If another signing's out announced or something, and you ended it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
So the next show, the one that's before Halloween, is Wednesday the 29th. So that'll have to be the fancy dress day. So you've got 4 weeks today, lads, to sort your gear out.
I'll tell you what, then, should we just say this then? We'll do something for fancy dress if we get a result the game before, which is Chelsea away.
So we're still going to have to do fancy dress because we're getting results galore.
We're just winning that game. Yeah.
Michael, you seem as though you did the first half so well. Talk us through your point of view for the second half.
Second half. I mean, I'll just quickly touch on the set piece thing. But before we had Xhaka, who was our last decent set piece taker? It was Pritchard.
Probably I.
Yeah, because I do remember, to be fair, from
Seb Larsson.
Yeah, well, it felt like age. You know what, honestly, but I agree with Mike's point about set pieces. It felt like over the last couple of seasons, it felt like we have been horrendous at set pieces. But to be fair, last season we actually did improve at set pieces, which feels quite weird. We scored quite a few goals. First few goals of last season were from set pieces. But yeah, anyway, no, I mean, on to the second half. I mean, second half basically felt like all Nottingham Forest till the last few minutes when we had a couple of good chances in a nutshell. But as I've said before, I think that when Hume switched to left back and we brought Gertrude on at right back, I thought we had more of a balance to it straight away. And I was quite happy that Lebris was able to adapt as well and just change the shape and bringing Ballard on when you had Ballard, Michele and Alderete as a back three, because you could tell that they were just crossing and passing it around us. And obviously they started Chris Wood, so when you're up against someone like that, not the fact he's also the ex-Newcastle striker, which of course is the norm, that anyone who's ex-Newcastle, yeah, exactly. Sorry.
He looks like Gary Wackett aged badly.
But either way, it was good to see that we still kept our shape second half. And what I was impressed was nearly every time the ball came into the box, bang, we headed it out straight away, almost with relative ease. We were so hungry to get on the end of every ball that came into the box. And that shows the willingness and the desire to actually defend and to actually be able to do the ugly side of the game. Because look, we're going into a lot of games as underdogs, and therefore the best way we're going to do this is that we're going to have to be play sometimes attritional football, but it's going to, and I've said before, if you look at Southampton last year, you look at Burnley the year before, they'll go, no, it's fine. We'll try and take teams on to the Premier League. Wait, what do you mean we've let in 6 goals? We're 6-1 down because we've tried to play out from the back. Oh dear, maybe we can't do that then. Not yet, anyway. Until we get to the point where Mike's right and we're going to be in Europe, then maybe we can get away with it. But as of right now, I think you've just got to make sure that we're able to defend for our lives and defend well enough. But like I said, I think Hume was better. Go on.
I was going to say, it doesn't feel like previously, though, because like last season or the season before, when we've gone fully defensive, I'm sat there like this. I just feel more confident in it now. Do you not think the defence, it doesn't make me as nervous? I don't know if anyone feels the same with that one, but it just feels like the defence
quality defenders.
Yeah.
But it just everyone looks more confident on it. It might not even be quality. Every single player in that team early last season, had a mistake in them. Some of these players, I know they will still have a mistake in them, but you just feel more confident with them, I think.
Yeah, but you've got players there now, Mike, that 2 centre-halves have got Champions League experience, that that they've been there, done it, you know what I mean? So that makes a massive difference. And them two will be helping Trey Hume as well. They'll be talking to him all the time. Jacques is in there as well, talking to them all the time. So I think like quality of where we are to where we have been is massively helping as well.
I think with them as well, they've all come with this sort of winning mentality of making sure that they get the wins across the line or even the points across the line, whatever it may be. So in previous years, even if we look back into like our Premier League years before, and you're sitting there going like O'Shea and Cuellar to sort of like hold on to a lead with like Manone at the back, and you're sitting there going, well, they are decent and they're all right, but they're not brilliant or anything, and that's where your doubts start to come in. Then you think, oh god, Manone's dropped a bollock before, and O'Shea's not the quickest anymore, and you start to sort of pick out their weaknesses, where so far it might be because we haven't seen any weaknesses from them. You know, Ranildo, the only weakness we've seen is he's a bit rash when someone bumped into him, and so apart from that, he's been absolute quality. But the rest of them were a bit like, yeah, exactly. But the rest of them were a bit like, well, we haven't seen anything you've done wrong yet, so we're in full trust of you. There's still the nervousness of like, so when that ball got whipped in and Wood was free for a header, if you'd have just paused it there and said, will he score here?
Yeah,
I was like, oh, it's 1-1. Like it's they've done it. But I'd have said that about 4 of the chances that we had against Crystal Palace, where Roofs was just like, nope, not today, son. And he did it again. We're probably going to come on to Roofs again, but he did it again.
Can I say to talk on Conrad's point, actually? He talks about when it's the nervousness of trying to sit back and defend, as much as everyone's going to want to forget this. It's like I felt like almost I was having PTSD when I'm thinking of that championship relegation season when we tried to hold on to a lead and try to defend it. When you've got what was the centre backs then? Mark Wilson, a 39-year-old John O'Shea, and then you had Lee Camp behind them in goal, and I'm like, oh my god, Donald Love,
Clark Salter-Harris getting a red card after 30 minutes in every game.
Mike's face says it all there. Mike's face just like
John. I love John O'Shea. I love John O'Shea, but if Lee Camp is behind the best footballers in the world, they'd still be nervous and let things through.
Yeah, look.
It's a problem when you sign in a goalkeeper and he's 4'8".
I just don't get how that man was a
jumps 3'5".
Yeah, he does the Ballard fold, but trying to save things.
Do you know the phrase where people look like the competition winners? Lee Camp literally looked like a competition winner. It's like I just don't get it.
He looked like, when you get like the mascots walk out with the players and a stag do have paid for their mate to do it. He looks like that he's like at that age and they sort of go, you're in goal, mate. Yeah, there you go. You're playing
today.
That
saying Jason Steele and Lee Camp were mates on a stag do, and then Lee Camp won the coin toss to be in goal or something.
It was just an awful year. That season, I just try and delete from my memory. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But you are right.
Could be worse. Could be Steele.
Yeah, well, I think Steele was
much of a much, if you ask me.
Steele was better than Camp, and I don't think it's even close for me, even though I still think Steele was shit.
Do you remember Steele's handball at QPR when he was about 5 meters outside of his box and went, ugh, and it was like, what are you doing? Like,
the only Camp I could respond is, remember Lee Camp, anytime a shot comes remotely at him, even if it's tame. Because Jason Steele was awful. Sorry, it's my fault for getting out of this conversation. Jason Steele was awful, but there was at least 1 or 2 games where he wasn't atrocious, whereas I cannot remember a single game in Lee Camp when he was better than a 1 out of 10.
This is the difference when your team is looking at quality clubs and abroad for players instead of going to the local Lucasade 5-a-side thing, picking keepers. Lee Camp would be brilliant in 7-a-side nets.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't.
How dare you insult 5-a-side and 7-a-side goalkeepers by implying they're in the same ballpark as Lee Camp? That is insulting to part-time goalies.
Although he did play like he'd had a skinful the night before as well, in the fact that he couldn't see anything coming towards him.
We've had some quality, but this could be a special where we just talk about our lovely misfits from yesteryear.
Awful history, yeah.
That would be 4 hours.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I can think of one positive for Lee Camp. He didn't play in the relegation game against Burton. That's it.
1 plus point.
Yeah, you know what? being serious though, I think that if you look at the quality you've got now, because the balance is we've got McKelly, obviously who's played Champions League, Alderete, who I'm amazed that nobody's picked these players up before. I'm absolutely astonished that not one scout or recruitment system has scouted these and thought, we can get them for that price. They might be worth going for in the Premier League. No, it's all right. But their loss is our gain. So for me, but the big thing is they're still up against really quality players. So we obviously had to upgrade the quality in order to remotely have a chance. But apart from the Chris Wood header, which I agree with Conwell, I think he should have buried it the other way around. But did they create anything massive? Like as in one where I mean, every time, even the times where they did get past our defence, Robin Roofs was there anyway. So I think we mostly kept them at arm's length pretty well, I thought.
Yeah,
and that's not easy, by the way, because they're a very good team.
Yeah, well, definitely. Just to finish this game off and start coming on to your questions, guys. The only last two I thought Gertrude and Traore coming on made a massive difference, and they were both hungry. I quite liked the look of Traore. He didn't do all that much, but he looked. I hesitate to say this after having Rusin, who runs around with lots of energy and does goal, but he looked like a decent player. What's your 2 cents on that, Conrad?
He came in and I think he knew straight away your defensive duties are what we're going to need you for in this sort of second half, and if you can get out and run, then do so. But there was a chance where I think he did run with someone and they got in front of him and he just slowed up straight away because he knew I need to be back in position here. This is gone, rather than exhausting myself. So he seemed very switched on to either his instructions or knowing that what position we were in. And that was what I was saying about Masuaku before, that like if this guy got it after like 5-6 minutes of being on, of like, this is where the team's at and this is how I need to be. That was what was disappointing about Masuaku earlier on.
Yeah. Wayne, what do you think of him, Traore?
Looks good, doesn't he? Looks a class act. I mean, wasn't it a little bit of a cameo when he came on where he like chipped the ball over somebody's head and then like ran onto it? That was just brilliant, and that's what you want to see. But I also thought, like Conrad said there, his track and back was really good. I mean, they had brought Hudson-Odoi on, and he didn't really do much when he came on. That's because Gertrude and him were kind of kept them both quiet on that right-hand side. So positive signs, and I think as we move on through the season, I think Gertrude and Traore will probably be starters, I think, with shifting across to that left-hand side.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. It was Traore that was kind of in a battle when Gertrude picked it up and did that run, right?
Yeah.
So it was like them two combining for that moment as well. So that was really good. What do you think of Traore there, Michael?
I think it wasn't the type of game that his attacking qualities were going to be on display as much, but I felt he was. But again, similar to Isidore, but in a kind of a different way. I thought he was really good at getting us sort of up the pitch, just sort of like sometimes just even slowing the game down enough to allow us to get out a bit more and to try and push Forest on the back foot. So I think it's. I mean, and obviously, as I said earlier, when I've said in previous streams, I believe that I think signing Traore is kind of like a punt, really. It's like a £2.5 million punt that we've got really nothing to lose on it. In that, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't cost us the world, and if it works out, then great. He's helped us stay in the Premier League, which banks probably another 100-odd million, or depending on where we finish. So, but yeah, for Saturday, I thought he did. I didn't think he did outstanding, but I didn't think he did anything memorable. But that's from an attacking point of view. But that's because this game didn't facilitate it as much. But I thought he was very effective, brilliantly effective in just doing the simple things that helped us get over the line.
Yeah. So, difficult moment. I want man of the match. Obviously, you've got Alderete's wonder goal. You've got Roofs, who's just been on fire completely. You've got Xhaka with the awesome assist. So many to choose from.
I've already decided mine.
Go on then, Michael. You can go first. Man of the match.
In case the other two want a bit more thinking time. Xhaka for me.
Xhaka.
I think Xhaka's. When we're talking about experience, I've said before that it's quality experience, and you can tell Xhaka's got that in abundance. He knew when to get in front of his man. He knew when to shield the ball. He knew when to go down. He knew how to keep things ticking over just to stop us getting overran. I think you can. That for me has been Xhaka's best game since he signed for us. And I think that's difficult, by the way, because in most of our good games, he's been essential. I think he was a big reason why we got a point against Villa with 10 men. And I think he was a huge, if not bigger, reason why we got a win on Saturday, because it's just that level of experience. And that's why I said the moment we signed him was the moment I felt we would stay up. And obviously, touch wood, we don't lose him for a long period of time, because this is just the Sunderland way, isn't it? But yeah, I think providing we avoid injury with him, and providing we keep him fit, I think we'll be more than fine. Even when we have a bad slump, but I think we will stay up. But he was a big reason. His experience was a big reason why we've got the points in the last couple of games.
Not going to have a bad slump. We're only going to drop one position by the end of the season. I told you 6. Why don't none of you listen to me? Wayne, who's your man of the match?
Yeah, I agree with Michael. I think Xhaka was immense, and our Roos would be a close second. But just to echo what Michael's been saying there, I think just the quality that he's just got that experience. He's levels above, and like you say, he's got a calm head. And for people who said that his legs have gone and he's washed up, and he's 33, just turned 33. He's played the full 90 every game so far, and he's just tremendous.
You never lose that passing ability. Scholes at his age now can still pass on to a dime. You never lose that.
Just the passing, no, mate. It's just every time there's a stoppage, he's got them all together. He's got them in a huddle. He's telling them what to do on the ball. He's pointing people, telling them where to run. Yeah. He's just got it all. And it's not until you see a player in the flesh how good they really are. I mean, he was a good player when he was at Arsenal, but honestly, when you see him live, what a player.
Yeah, and it's all the stuff he does for the team as well. Like he could tell he picks them all up, sort of thing. Did you see the clip, the club release?
Yourself that he's playing. You've got to think to yourself that he's playing for us, which I just can't believe we. But I've said we're massive, so why not?
Yeah, there we go. I always said it. Did you see anyone see the clip with the club had put out the FIFA cards?
Yep.
And Xhaka came in and goes, "I've got better, but my pace has gone down. How's this work?"
Got better, but I'm slower.
Isidore wasn't happy, was he?
No, I love all those reactions to their FIFA cards, because they're all no player goes, "Oh, it's really good." All of them goes, awful. Yeah. And even their mates go, "That is shocking for you." Like they're all, no one likes them.
Every one of them pointed to Isidore Mienda, said they should be higher, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, who's your man of the match, Conrad?
Isidore. No, sorry. I mean,
I love affair with Isidore.
Isidore fanboy.
Yeah, you can't look much further than Xhaka, really, just for, again, his organisation and his assist as well, and just every moment of that game, he's just guiding people through. There was a post-match interview with Rig where he was talking about how Nordy and Xhaka were just talking him through the whole game, because I actually thought, Rig, actually, first 10 minutes, I thought maybe you're not quite there yet, but then he just seemed to suddenly click in, and I forgot he was even there, in a good way, of like, you didn't notice that he was sort of there. And he said after the game, it's because Xhaka was telling me where to be, Nordy was telling me where to move as well for the passes, and it was a bit like that. It made sense. You could see that there. But to be different, I will go Alderete, just because I thought he was an absolute wall at the back. He really was. Like, I don't think anything got past him down his side, and if it did come in from the other side, he was the one heading it away. And of course, he scored. And he flattened one of their players when he jumped up for a header towards the end of the second half. Like, they both just jumped up for a header. I've never seen someone land and the other one be horizontal in midair. Like, still at that moment, it was class. So I'll probably give it Alderete just for goal and vibes. Just
to be different. Just so we've got all three of the best players covered, I'll go Roos, because he didn't have to make spectacular save, and he really did bail Hume out from that moment. So
I mean, and as well, he made up for the Villa error as well. I mean, it hasn't affected his confidence, has it really? I mean, like you say, he was class winning on Saturday. So
coming out for all crosses that were coming in that were within his area, and I don't think he lost a single one.
He's coming out punching and everything, isn't he?
It's just a little bit of reassurance, though, isn't it? It's a little bit of reassurance when a ball comes in. You know he's going to 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, he's going to get the ball, and just settles everything down. Every time he got the ball, when it was like the last 5 minutes, when it felt like we were really hanging on, I was just going, "Oh, thank God he actually can catch a ball."
Yeah, even the ones that are straight at him, you're just like, "Thank God he's not an idiot," and it just rolls through him. Like, you're just so happy, aren't you?
Thank God he's not Lee Campbell.
He's only 22-year-old now, so you know what I mean.
He's massive as well. If I forget every time I got the grant, he's absolutely huge. Like, he's a really tall guy.
Sorry, I just like Jimmy's point there. Xhaka is very good at talking to the ref and puts doubts in their head. He's like a prime Roy Keane.
I would say it's like, was it like John Terry where they used to say he knew the ref's name and he knew their kids' names and stuff. So when they would come in, he'd be like, "Oh, you're right. How are the kids? How's the what?" And he'd like name drop them just so that they would be like, the ref was like, "Oh, he's all right, John Terry," and maybe be favourable on a decision. So it might be something like that.
You could do it the same way with Robbie, but he could just go, "I know where you live."
Yeah.
Have you seen my thighs? No. I've started a few comments. James Bowen said, international break after United, isn't it? Yes, it is. We will be doing a Q&A for that one as well during that break. We'll do one of these where you guys can submit your questions on whatever channel you're watching now. They'll all put a post out at some point and you can add your questions and we'll do a full Q&A session.
Yeah, I bet one of the questions will be when we do it is, when will Michael, Wayne, and Conrad start believing, Mike, that we are going for Europe instead of to avoid relegation?
The last day of the season.
And that'll be submitted by Mike.
Yeah, probably.
No,
United 4 out of the weekend.
Yeah, he'll put something like, "Do you guys? When are you guys going to admit Mike knows ball?"
Well, listen, I'm told you every single week I'm going to get slightly more smug, so it's fine.
Okay,
it's
then
fine.
we'll just say that Dan Neil will
Sorry, I'm just laughing at...
will qualify us for Europe.
I'm just laughing at John Swinney. He just put that's because JT was after their missuses.
Chris Carter Jackson says 3-5-2 versus Man United with two wing backs of Hume and Talby. So we'll talk about that formation soon, but thank you for that input. Scrappy Dog says Ahmad on Saturday for United.
Doesn't play.
I don't want to see it.
He doesn't play.
He comes on and scores 6 own goals.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Beanburger Man, did any of you think that at the start of the season we'd be going up against Man United and being the favourites to win? He did add a caveat saying not officially favourites, but
I was about to say
the way we're playing at the moment.
Favourites in eyes of Man United fans, probably.
Yeah.
5-1 to win it on Saturday. I'm like that. If you're a betting person, that's an absolutely unbelievable price. But I still wouldn't be backing us at 5-1 to win at Man United. It doesn't matter how bad they're playing.
Our record is terrible at Man United and against Man United. Obviously, they were a fantastic team between the 90s and like 2014, of course. But
the thing for me is, if you get anything on Saturday, it's a good result as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
3 points, that's what we're getting. Question, which Man United will cause the most problems at Old Trafford?
Man United are great at causing themselves problems at Old Trafford at the moment.
I was going to say.
I think Ruben Amorim's causing them the most problems at the moment.
Leighton Mills said, did they create much? Our man Roos had to make 3 superb saves from good chances. Yeah, that's why he's got my man of the match. What did you think of Pantilimon, the goalkeeper? I liked Pantilimon, right? And I thought we sold him at the weirdest time. Yeah, but he'd made the most saves in the league, and then we sold him in that window.
Because he didn't want to be second fiddle or like rotating in and out, did he? So he was a bit, and then Pickford was coming into the starting lot, so he didn't want to be like a rotating third keeper.
There's something good with set pieces, though, having a 12.5-foot keeper, that can just pick it out the air.
Mike, we've got that in Robin Roofs, we're fine.
He's not 12.5 foot, but he can jump that far. It's fine. How wonderful is it that we can say 2.5 million is a punt nowadays? Yeah. That it is nice. It's much nicer than it's been in the past. Last two. Question, why aren't we now favourites to go down?
11 points in 6 games.
Because clearly we're awesome. I mean, there's no question there. Do you think Man United will be after Reggie Labrie?
I'm laughing, but I really hope not.
Hands off.
Can I just comment to anyone who's watched Hot Fuzz, just do the clip of Simon Pegg going,
yeah. When we were mentioning Xhaka being the man of the match, loads of people were saying that he'd be a great manager. So that'd be an interesting succession story, wouldn't it? Right. Wayne, do you have a question for us?
I do. So, this one's a bit random. So, the highest ever points total for a newly promoted team in the Premier League is 77 points. Do you know who got them?
I want to say Ipswich, probably, but it probably wasn't.
No, it was 2 teams. So Forest were one of them in 94-95, and the black and white shite with the other team in 1993-94. 77 points.
There was more games then, though, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think, Mike, I know your answer already, do you think we can get anywhere near that this season?
I mean,
77 points.
77 points. Where did that get you? Where did that get you last season? Where did
I'll
you
look
finish?
that up while you have a think.
Have a look up there. Well, I mean, I'm standing by my theory that we're going to be 10th by January, 6th by the end of the season. That's the prediction I've gone with. Points wise, I think it's very real. It's possible. It's possible. It'd be nice to do one extra point than what they did. The other team
77
in the Northeast. Yeah.
gets you second by 3 points.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It would genuinely be an amazing season, and every week we're doing this, we'll all be going. But I'm standing by my predictions. I don't know. I wouldn't like to say how many points we're going to get, but yeah, there would have to be a lot of 1-0 backs to the wall wins for something like that for me.
Not against it.
You know what though? Like, can you imagine like what it will be like? I know it's pie in the sky, but the fan base and everybody on these and like us, if we do Leicester, can you imagine what the atmosphere will be like in like the city? Will be absolutely unbelievable.
I put a tenner on it. My atmosphere is going to be awesome.
They've learnt their lesson of giving you 5,000 to 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, it's it's possible. Everything's possible in this game. We've seen that. I mean, look at this weekend's results alone. Now, the start of the weekend what was the results? Was it United lost? Obviously, Chelsea lost as well, I believe.
No, look at Palace.
Palace beat Liverpool.
Shows how good our performance was at Palace. They absolutely battered Liverpool at the weekend. There could have been 5 or 6.
Do you see the amount of chances they missed in the first half? And they weren't like half chances. They were like one chances as well.
Do you know what will happen though, Wayne? We'll have 75 points and we'll still be going into games and they'll still be calling us the underdogs and they'll still be giving us great odds. So it's a good season to make money as a Sunderland fan.
When we got promoted in 98, 99, when we came up, we got to 58 points and finished 7th in that season. I think the season afterwards, though, I'm sure if I remember rightly, Ipswich got promoted and went straight into like the UEFA Cup or something. And then the season afterwards, I think they got like sent straight back down. But I'm trying to see how many points they got when they came, because they got 66 at that point. So between there, I think
this is a very confident prediction, almost time traveler-esque. There you go. So we'll have to screenshot that one, and we'll come back to the end of the season.
How many of them points come up against Saudi Arabia?
6.
Well, yes, it has to be. But I mean, we'll mention that in a second. Actually, that game. But yeah, sorry, Wayne, it was your question. So do you want to carry on to the others?
I think the thing with the 77 seems a bit too far for me, especially considering, like I said before, I think there was more games when those two were promoted. That 22 teams in the league, so I think was that 4 more games.
4 more games, right.
Yeah. I think I'd still be thinking the way we've started, to get 50 would be fantastic. Like, and that's not even considering positions or, anything like that. And I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility, considering we've only got 39 to go with 32 games still to play for those points as well. As again, I'm still like Michael, where I'm saying I'm happy with 17th. Like,
survive first. Survive first, then see it from there.
How quickly we get there. Yeah. That's the sort of issue with it. But if you got to 50 points, before April or even during April, then it's been fantastic.
I think even if you get to 50 points at the start of May, I think it's amazing, to be fair.
Yeah.
Cool. Can I throw a caveat into that one, Wayne?
Go on then.
Can we do better than 99-2000? 7th, and my prediction's 6th. So
7th twice, wasn't it? 7th twice.
Mm-hmm. We weren't nearly promoted the second time, but yeah, I get it.
Obviously, we had some club legends at that point. But if you look at the caliber of the whole squad there, but if you look at the caliber of the squad and the value of the squad in comparison to other teams at the time, we weren't in as good a position as we are now.
I get what you're saying, but we've also got, in my opinion, if we keep on going, some future legends in the side now. Anyway,
Definitely,
if these keep performing the way they're performing, every one of them, Alderete, McQualia, they're all future legends. If they do finish 6 or 7, like what you say they're going to do, there will be legends.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Is anyone confident on that one? No one's going to chill on up to it yet, are they? You're still holding back, Ollie. You're
17, 40 points. I'm happy.
Let me ask you a follow-up question then. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, well, I know Mike's going to say probably 10 out of this. How optimistic are you of us staying up?
I'm probably, at this moment in time, I'm probably around a 7 or 8. I think there's a long way to go yet. With the games from the international break up through December and January are really hard.
Aren't they?
They're really hard run of games. We've got AFCON. We're going to have injuries as well. So if we can get through Christmas and January and we're still, on a decent number of points, if we're still around about mid-table, I'll be a lot more confident. But at this minute, although I've had a good start, I'm still level-headed. I'm still, just taking one game at a time, see how it pans out.
Let's not forget getting Ahmad in January. Let's just not.
I forgot about that. Sorry, but you've just got to take one game at a time, and what will be. And I think, like I say, get to Christmas, get to January, see where we are, and reevaluate. If need be, we've got January transfer window to get some extra players in as well. So I'm still not stupid enough to see it a 10. I'm going to see a 7 or 8.
But I'm not going to answer, Michael, because you already know mine.
Mike's a 12.
Yeah, yours is
like
a 100
12
out of 10. So
yeah,
I'm
I'm sitting there at like a 7 at the moment. I would say. However, every week, 1 minute before kickoff, I'm at like a 3 or a 2.
Get your answers in the chat.
Yeah,
Get your answers in the chat.
I'm just sort of feeling like it's one of those things that you're like, the wheels will come off at one point, and it's going to be today because we've had so many years of being used to just that. So, and you can't quite remove that from your mind as a Sunderland fan. So, yeah, when we talk about it in this sort of forum, probably a 7, especially the way we've started and how well people are playing. But like I say, on a match day, I'm sitting there going 3, 4. Maybe just I see us getting beat more, but then we don't see so far. So they're proving me wrong every time. Yeah, Burnley was an anomaly. We clearly took that game far too lightly. Now, with the context of all the other games, I think we thought we'd go there and win, and it wasn't going to be that easy.
I think you have to give some credit to Burnley as well, Conrad. I think they played really well in the day. Second half, they came out and did a job on us. So I think for all what we would expect to beat them, I think you've got to give them a little bit of credit because they should have gotten something.
They perfectly set up for us. You are right. Yeah.
Jimmy said 5.5 out of 10, but if we get to 20 points by December, we'll be in a great place. That's only
just ask Jimmy there. Does he mean the start of December or the end of December? Because that could be interpreted.
Hopefully,
we're on what 11 points now, plus 3 points this weekend. So we're already nearly there, sort of thing. So I mean, if United,
imagine my surprise.
Right. Okay. So let's theorize, completely speculate here. If we comfortably beat United this weekend at their place, massive feat. How much will your confidence go up them win?
Well, it's a one-off result. I mean, Brentford comfortably beat them at the weekend, and that was at Brentford. But Man United are not the team they were. Yes, they're still going to be a good side. Are we going to comfortably beat them? Probably not. But if we go there and get the win, obviously you're going to be more confident. So, but it's like Conrad said, it's hard to get carried away because we know what's happened in the past, and you've just got to stay level-headed, not get ahead of yourselves, and just take one game at a time. And like what we are doing, play each game on its merits, and take it from there.
Yeah, fair enough. Michael, did you have a question for us?
Yes. I'll quickly answer my own one. I think my confidence out of 10 is probably between a 6 and a 7. I think the more it gets, the way I look at it is I keep wanting to say get the 40 points first. And the way I think is, right, because by the international break, I want it to be in double figures in points, and we've already done that. So the way I look at it is Saturday, And yes, to answer Eze's question, I think on my stream, yes, I would be very happy with a draw on Saturday. I mean, if Mike's prediction comes off and we comfortably win, that is absolutely lovely. Any sort of Sunderland win is brilliant. But yeah, that's too low for you. I thought it'd be like 1,000. But yeah,
you're missing a zero.
Right, okay, wait, yeah. Like I said, the way I look at it is we're on 11 points. I keep thinking 29 points to go. Then hopefully it's 25 points to go, 21 points to go, 17 and so on. But yeah, my question is, and I'm aware that nothing's done yet. It's still 32 games. But do you think I think Sunderland haven't got enough credit for getting the points that we have done, because apparently our start's been easy, even though I think that's a load of bullshit. Because if you're looking at just each game, okay, Brentford. How did Man U and Chelsea get on again against them, remember? Oh, yeah. Well, West Ham's an easy game. Oh, well, Forest and Everton beat them at home, right? Oh, wait, they didn't. Burnley, fair enough. But bear in mind, Liverpool and Man United have both only beat Burnley last minute. And then the last three in particular, I don't buy that they've been easy games at all. Palace should speak for itself. Villa, I know a lot of people say, yeah, but Villa started poorly. Have you seen their squad? Have you seen Villa's squad and the quality it's got? And let's not forget, there was a slight caveat of having 10 men for an hour of the game, by the way. And then Nottingham Forest away, which is not an easy game, despite the Ange ball effect. I just don't. The question is, do you think we deserve more credit for the start we've had, irrespective of the opposition? Because we haven't played the elite sides yet, obviously, but we don't control the fixture list. So, for me, I think we do deserve enormous credit for it, especially after how difficult the last three games have been. Getting 4 points away at Palace and Forest, and a point with Villa against 10 men. Sorry, against Villa with 10 men.
I would say yes, but I'm enjoying the fact we're kind of flying under the radar for a lot of people at the moment, and we're not being sort of talked about too much. I don't agree with the sort of, well, you've had easy fixtures, because in August it was, well, you're going to lose every game and you're going to get battered, this, that and the other. We start to beat them and go, well, they're easy now. And it's like, all right, well, that changed then. And now we're doing this. It's like, oh, well, there's always a reason you've beaten somebody else. And it's just, people are so determined to see, especially other sides, or rival sides, are so determined to see us failing that there's always a sort of reason that it isn't going the way they said it would go, and there's something about it that. Whereas I do kind of agree with the point. I think we've been very, I want to say lucky, but I'm going to put that into context of, we seem to be playing everybody at the perfect time. So West Ham weren't great at the end of last season, and we got them on the opening day while they're still not really happy with Potter, and we took advantage of it. Burnley, we'll put to a side a minute, but Brentford lost their two best strikers, lost their captain in their midfielder, lost their manager, and 3 games into a new tenure after getting battered in the first game. You sort of go, that was a great time to actually play Brentford, and we came out of it with a win. Villa are having their worst start since probably Gerrard was in charge all those years ago. Palace, we can't really say we played them at a great time. They've been great all the way through it, and we showed that our capabilities as well. Yeah, exactly. But Forest, in a transition of a manager,
by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We then go to Forest, and you go, they're transitioning from a counter-attacking manager who'd done so well for them to a manager that wants to play free-flowing football, and we were playing them in their second or third game of that transition, and they just played in Europe. So, and then we're going to Man United, who are absolutely in the mud, on the verge of sacking their manager, and you're sitting there going, we're almost there to put the final nail in his coffin, really, in that position if they don't get a result. And then you're sitting there going, right after the international break, who have we got? Wolves yet to win a game after 6, possibly 7 at that point. And you're sitting there going, I do agree with, we seem to be playing everybody at the right time at the moment. I'm not saying that's, the fixture list is in our favour or they've been easy. It just seems to have been that way. And we're going about our business just under the radar, taking advantages of the situations that we're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think
where do you want to go?
The only set of fans that I think that can argue we've had a kind start is Burnley. Because if you look at Burnley's first few games, they have been an absolute nightmare. I mean, what they've had, I know they weren't great last season, but they were both focusing on the Europa League. Tottenham, Man United, both away from home. Liverpool, Premier League champions. Man City away, getting absolutely battered. It's okay, Burnley have a case for me. Whereas I don't feel a lot of, say, fans of Leeds or fans... Yeah, you know what I mean? I think there's I just think personally that it's infuriating to me that apparently everything we do is easy. Because if that's the case, what would people have said if we'd lost those games? What would people have said if we'd loed to West Ham and Brentford? Oh, well, you're screwed then. So
Although they'd have been like, we told you were shit right from the beginning.
Well, this is the nature of the Premier League, right?
We told you we were going to have a better chance than you thought.
Yeah,
this is the nature of the Premier League. Before we've gone up, before we've played a single game, everyone's going, "Oh well, yeah, the 3 teams that come up just go straight back down again. Oh, the 3 teams are always going to go straight back down, and that's what's going to happen." If we beat Man United, they'll say what you guys have just said. It's not the same Man United as it used to be. If we beat anybody, there'll be an excuse. There is something. I mean, when say Palace beating Liverpool and stuff like that, it's so unpredictable, this league, but there'll always be an excuse. And I don't know who we'd have to beat to stop that doubt. I have no idea. Possibly we'd have to beat Liverpool. We'll have to beat Liverpool 8-0 with 9 men to stop the doubters.
And that's how it honestly is how it feels at the minute. I'll tell you what, all right then, let's flip it then. So let's say if there's an excuse when we win a game. All right, if we go on a losing run in December, I want those exact same people to say, played Liverpool away. But you've had hard fixtures. Played Liverpool away. Played Man City away. Played Saudi Arabia at home. Then played Brighton away. Played Man City at home. Whatever else it is. All right then, let's see if they're consistent with their narrative.
That's that you just listed 15 points, so I don't see the issue.
Wayne,
what do you think, Wayne?
Well, me personally, I couldn't give a shit what anybody thinks outside of us. To be fair, yes, we're probably.
Can
you say that on your Leeds podcast next time?
Yeah.
I mean, puts 9 men out of a Leeds United from a
and also ask why Granite Xhaka's not in your combined team, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't give a shit. I mean, as long as we like comrades, we can keep on doing what we're doing week in, week out, and nobody gives us credit, I'll be quite happy with that at the end of the season. I really would. So I think we have got a little bit of credit the last couple of weeks. Even Shearer's praised us on the weekend through gritted teeth. But I get what you're saying. You know, people are saying, yes, you've had easy fixtures on paper, but like Leighton said there, and Mike, you said the same. In the Premier League, there's no easy games. It doesn't matter who you're playing. We've played established sides apart from Burnley, who were newly promoted with us. So to even get any results at this stage of the season would be a bonus. I get where we are at the minute. We're kind of an unknown quantity. After Christmas, it'll be a different scenario when teams know how we play, and they might work us out a little bit differently. But from now to Christmas, let's just, what's the saying, make here while the sun shines, and get as many points on the board and keep going on the radar. And like I say, if people want to give us credit, fair enough. If they don't, then that's up to them. But when we start going into games as favourites is probably where we'll start struggling.
Can I just say the thing as well is when people go, all the you've had easy fixtures. If they're all easy fixtures in the Premier League, why has it been 3 years since a newly promoted team's managed to stay up in this league? Because we've only played one newly promoted side and they beat us. Yeah. Apart from that, we've only played the Premier League teams, and we've got 11 points off them.
There's a few comments, quite a few comments on this. I'll pick a couple out. It's is this the time, being a Sunderland, where the fans, board, team, manager are all on side and working in the same direction? There's just such harmony right now. No one's
criticising Speakman this season.
No, well, this is it. This is the first season we've not had that kind of drama and background stuff going on, isn't it? So he also says, let's just enjoy the moment, not be too sad if we lose, enjoy the wins where we can get...
Let's get carried away, man.
Unless one or two teams are cut adrift at the bottom, I'm not sure 40 points will be enough, says Paggard.
I think it's been more than enough for several years, though.
Very negative feel comes from ex-Sunderland player Max Powers.
He was listening to that bit where we were listing terrible players, weren't we?
Yeah, you're just disgruntled you didn't get a mention. You don't worry, you're a step above Will Grigg.
I brought up his 3 red cards.
Question from you lads for Leighton Mills. You only have one signing to make in January. Which one position would you strengthen?
I think we did this a couple of weeks back. We did this a couple of weeks back, didn't we? I think on the first show. I think I said a sort of goal-scoring winger. I think that was the one thing we tried to get in the summer. That there was that player that we did sign, and then he tried to mess about with his contract, and we told him to sod off basically, and then we got Traore in at the end. So I think a proper sort of goal scoring winger, I think, is what we were missing at the moment.
Wayne,
Poor.
difficult call at this time in the season,
This
isn't
moment
it?
in time, difficult. I mean, if anywhere, from what I've seen at the moment, our weakest link would probably be at left back, because I'm not convinced on Reinaldo defensively or Masuato defensively. So maybe a more defensive-minded left back,
Possibly. Bowers?
possibly.
All I'll say is I'll quote Patrick's chat on my chat. Ahmad. The end.
Goal scoring winger. That's what Conrad said.
There you go. There you
Bang!
go. I mean,
Remember that, lads? Just on January on the table.
listen, difficult to call. If Isidor's still not scoring by then we'll need another striker.
Roby will be scoring by then, woman.
I just delete these 3 goals in 6 games from my mind. He's never scored.
No, genuinely, it's so difficult to call. If it right now, because it's so difficult to call, and I think we're really good as we are, I'd literally just say a centre back purely based on squad depth and injuries. And we've seen all of our centre backs are physical players. None of them are avoiding a tackle. So I'm expecting some injuries, and I'd hate to get down to the point where we're using the youth team. So yeah, I'd probably just shore up the defense. Yeah, well, he's part of the youth team. That's what I meant. No, but you know what I'm saying.
Premier League man.
We've got such a good defence. If we lost a multiple of them to injury, it could be very detrimental. So that's probably the only thing I'd strengthen. It's a very difficult call at this time. Easy B says, I give Sunderland a great deal of credit. I don't think Sunderland should worry about what anyone thinks. They've had an incredible start, and it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Conrad, have you got a question for us?
Yeah, it was sort of echoing on what you said there as well, which is, which player so far this season, if we lost to long-term injury or out for the season, would have the most impact on our side? Because I know it's only been 2 games, but we've clearly seen we can still function quite well without Diarra, who's obviously our most expensive signing ever. Now, it's only 2 games, so it's sort of very early. But yeah, just wanted your thoughts on, what's the biggest drop-off. So I'll go to Mike because he's got his hand up like a good boy.
Roofs.
Yeah.
Roofs. I don't think, as much as I think Moore's a good second keeper, Patterson's a good keeper. We know that they're both not at Premier League standard. So I think he would be the biggest potential loss of this season if anything happened to him. So nobody drive anywhere near him on the roads, anything like that. Protect that man at all times.
Yeah, I think Xhaka is the obvious one, and Xhaka, you lose Xhaka, then you massively.
You've got Dan Neil.
Well, like I said, if you lose Xhaka, you massively weakened. I mean, yes, Roos, I can say Roos. I don't think Patterson is good enough, but I just think overall on the team, Xhaka would be the biggest loss. It's just an obvious one for me that would miss Xhaka immensely if he wasn't in the team.
Mason agrees with you. Dan Whitfield agrees with us both.
Can I throw in Siddiqui as well?
Right,
I just think the way he goes about just winning that ball back for us and being an absolute terrier and energy in that midfield is something that if it had been him that was injured instead Diarra, I think we'd notice that a lot more, that the ball wasn't being won back by us as quickly without him. But that's just my one as well. But I agree with Roos, the way he comes out and just gathers the ball, as we said earlier on, or comes and claims crosses, or even, the saves he makes, or just reassuring the defence as well, it's a massive drop-off to then put Patterson in, who's still a great shot stopper. But the thing we said last season was he didn't come out and command his area, which is the opposite of Roofs. But then, as Wayne says, you drop Xhaka. The drop-off from Xhaka is Dan Neil at the moment in defensive midfield, and that is just a completely different... That's a different Sunderland who don't get an equaliser against Villa and probably don't score against Nottingham Forest. And, it looks different. And I mean, maybe Gertrude has played a couple of games in midfield for us as coming on, so maybe he would slot in as CDM. I know Diarra can play CDM as well, but it's still a massive drop off from Xhaka. But I had to throw Siddiqui in there. But what does Bowers think?
He thinks he needs new internet.
I think that for me, it would be the obvious one, which is Xhaka. I think that Xhaka, yeah. But I was going to say, I think Xhaka for me would be the big one because it's not just for the assists that he's got; it's the experience and the quality level of it that I mentioned before. And I think if you're going to have Xhaka missing from that, you miss a massive component of what the midfield is. I like Conrad's shout of Siddiqui mind. I think Siddiqui, as Tam's Siddiqui is just integral to the way we play. But with Xhaka, I think if you take Xhaka out of it, I think you'll notice how much you miss him.
Yeah, my brother said that it's probably the wittiest thing he's ever said, so he must have Googled it. World covered by 70% of water, Siddiqui covers the other 30%. I quite like that one. John Dubaloo says, sorry, Wayne, but I think your Ronaldo's red card has coloured your judgment. I still love him, John. I still love Ronaldo.
I agree with what you're saying, but I just think it might have coloured my judgment. However, he's missing 3 games, and if he's going to do that regular, he's not. For me, he's not worth having in the squad. You know, I mean, yes, it was a one-off, but he's 31-year-old. He should know better, and he didn't. So I hope it's just a one-off, and he comes back on the side, and he is better than ever. But we'll see. Got
away with it against Brentford when he gave that penalty away as well.
Yeah,
been great. He's been playing absolutely great, but he has had 2 mistakes in him. Thankfully, one didn't cost. Well, neither of them cost us in the end, but we probably could have won that Villa game with a full 11.
There you go. Has that everyone answered your question there?
Yeah. I think it's just yours left, isn't it?
I don't have one. I'm not.
Oh, right. Well, let's get some comments
before it starts getting light.
Oh, yeah,
I can't say my questions because you all just roll your eyes because of how optimistic I am about the club.
When will we be hearing the Champions League thing at the Stadium Alive?
So this is my question, genuinely, because we've mentioned signings, and I know it's a long way off. We spent the most we've seen in a long time, right? But we're still the second lowest squad value in the Premier League. How much more do you think we would invest? And do you expect a flurry in January, regardless of injuries or which position you like think? Do you expect to see another flurry of signings in January or a very quiet January transfer window?
No, I think we've got the players that we want to that we identified. I think we're going to settle the squad. I think unless we've got a massive injuries come January, I don't think. We might not even sign anybody, to be fair. Might get a couple of players on loan, maybe. I don't see us spending any more big money, even towards next season. If we stay up even towards next season.
No, you think that's it? You think the coffers are empty, or do you just think it's because we're satisfied?
Not that. I just think we've got a squad now, a good quality squad, and get that settled. And like when you've got a good squad, you only need 1 or 2 additions here and there. You didn't need to go,
I'm a bit like, I think if we're going to do anything and everyone's fit by then and we're doing all right, it's going to be very quiet. You might see somebody in on loan who just happens to become available. But, I mean, I think our 3 centre-halves are fantastic. Reynaldo can slot in there. Masuaku can slot in there. Catreda can slot in there. I don't think we need to go after Lucchini like we keep seeing. And actually, when I watched him... Yeah, I watched him in a few games. He's proper lazy. And I'm sitting there going, like, there's a reason Alderete looks great. It's because he's running everywhere. Mukiele's running everywhere and winning it. I'm just sitting there going, you look like you got turned and then just couldn't be asked to run after it. Or, I don't know if that's because he didn't get his move and he's trying to do a Lamine Kone on them. But he's just, I just don't see it being him. But I imagine it's going to be a very quiet January.
Yeah, Leukemia has 6 months on a contract, so we'll sign him for 10 to 15, I reckon.
Yeah,
and the midfielder, says Ian Brown.
I'm fucking sick of talking about him. All summer.
Yeah,
Michael, January?
I think for January, I think January for me depends on what the availability of players, like Conrad said there. If a really good loan player becomes available, or if let's say Lusimi, for example, right? If you're looking at if it was a significantly reduced price and we could still see something in him, then I could see that happening. But I also agree with Wayne in that I think that if we stay up, I don't be surprised if next summer's a lot quieter than what this one's been. Because I think you've got the bulk of your squad there already, and I wouldn't be surprised. We might still spend money, but it might be like 2 or 3 £30 million players potentially, depending on our PSR situation, more than that. But I think we've got the main bulk of our business done. I think it depends on injuries, and it depends on depends on quality available more so than anything else.
Yeah. Happy retirement to Stephen Fletcher. He could come back, get a few more goals. Steve says, we were trying to sign another striker about 40 million right before the window closed. I wonder if that's a Watson-style deal and will finalise in January. Interesting. We wait with bated breath. I hope they don't do it all really early business in January, though, because it ruins our transfer show. If there's no... We like everything on the last day, please, Speakman. Jimmy Paddy, I think we get Bar, Matete, Pembele, Blondie, Paveda. Remember him? Tripped over by grass and injured. in his school shoes, Conrad.
Yeah, the black school shoes, yeah.
Joe Anderson, off the books. Then they won't get any more. So he thinks we're on a fire sale in January to get rid of some of the crap. Surely we should have already done that. Is anybody interested in them? I mean, that's the thing. Ahmad would come back, question mark. Of course he would. He loves the place.
Bosh.
Yeah, we put them on the table last week. We're not getting them out again. Right. Let's move on to United then. Because
bedtime soon.
Yeah, because everyone's really excited. You are?
It's getting light outside.
Yeah. We're only going to do the next 7 fixture predictions, Wayne. You're all right with
that? Thanks. I was trying to work, shall I?
Yeah. We'll do a quick fire on the United one then. So, right. First off, the obvious one. Conrad, changes to the squad?
I think I think you'll see the same lineup, if I'm being honest. I think Masuaku will get another run out, although I would much rather us go with Hume at left back and a Trader and at right back. I think he played long enough now to sort of warrant a start and see how he goes. And I think the experience and the level he's played at as well will do better with the likes of, Cunha, Fernandez and Buemo that they're going to be, Sesko, that they're going to be trying to throw at us. So that's the change I've made. Apart from that, the front 3, the middle 3, the same.
Yeah, so you're going same formation then as well.
Yeah.
Wayne, what do you think? Any changes for United going forward?
For United?
For us playing United,
Yeah, and Buemo comes in. And...
Ahmad doesn't play. No, I think unless McQuilly is injured, it'll probably be the same team. Probably. I'm with Conrad. I'd like to see Trey Hume switch across there, and I'd like to see Trudeau come in, but I don't think he'll do that. I worry about Masuaku defensively. I really do, but like I say, it might just because he hasn't played a lot of games recently, he might get better with games and with minutes. So, like I say on that one, but no, I don't think there'll be too many changes, if any, if McQuilly's fit.
Cool, Michael. Any changes against United?
I would probably say that I was going to say I think I would probably want to see Hume left back and get through the right back as well, just because, like the same with what Wayne said, I think Masuaku did. If as far as anything to go by, Masuaku did concern me defensively, and if you're putting him up against Buemo, I am worried. Put it that way. So I think that and obviously United, for all that their problems are, they do have a lot of attacking quality. Apparently, that the issue is Man United have missed quite a few chances. It's defensively where they're vulnerable. So I think, but at the same time, I think it'd be nice to set up a system that you're going to be solid first and foremost, but you also want to cause them problems. Bear in mind the pressure they're going to be under to win this game. So that could play into our hands potentially. So, but yeah, I would say put Hume left back and Gertrude coming in for Masuaku, but obviously Gertrude goes right back. Other than that, it's probably going to be the same lineup as far as I would reckon.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you all. Don't jump on me, Conrad. I'd like to see Mayenda Oh, Broby get a start, right? I like Isidore, but he doesn't need 90 minutes. He can come on with he can come on with 20 to 30 minutes to go and cause real problems because they won't know how to deal with him. So if you start with Mayenda, giving you that pace and that attacking them turns and that option, then bring Isidore on afterwards, I think it could still be a winner. I'm not undermining Isidore at all. I just want to see Mayenda get some starting time.
I'm gonna bite, even though I know I shouldn't.
I don't want to where I am.
Yeah. Can I ask who recorded the fastest speed last season as a striker for us?
It doesn't matter.
Isidore against Hull when he ran the length of the pitch.
Yes, that one time. That one time. It was great. It was wonderful.
Faster than Mayenda.
we don't deliver deliver the same sort of balls for him. That's the problem.
I think the bigger pitch at Old Trafford and the way he was playing against Forest is going to suit Isidore down to the ground on
if you look at the last two goals they've conceded, Amarin's got to play in a high line, a ball over the top, catch them out. Honestly, I think we'll have a field here.
We haven't even mentioned the fact that Man United play two in the middle and refuse to change, and we've got a three in the middle, and that's exactly what everyone who's got anything against Man United this season has done, is overrun them in the midfield, and we might drop into, instead of it being 4-3-3, you might see it being almost a 5 in the middle, and then someone bursting out to help with the striker there. So
I agree with you with the ball over the top, but Isidore doesn't play off the last man to do that run. That's the issue. That's why I think Mayenda does that better than him. The only person to do that with him, when Rigg was on, before he got substituted off, when we went down to 10 men, he plays brilliant with Isidore. They've got that kind of connection, and he puts the right balls through for him. At the moment, every time Isidore gets it, he's having to really... he does well, but he's having to really work. He's having to hold it up or go around somebody.
Do you think
nobody's getting that over-the-top through ball?
Do you think then with how Man United have their issues defensively, that it would be worth starting Mayenda for that very reason, to run them ragged, and then Isidore will have more joy coming off the bench against their defence?
That's my case. That is literally what I think. Yeah. So Jimmy also says Mayenda should start. He's more physical than Isidore. Then Isidore coming on with his pace is my ideal plan. There you go. See, Conrad's like slowly. He's on that hook, but he's no fight left in him. Just reel him in.
Slowly
There's no
losing
fight.
the will
There's
to
no
live.
fight left
What
in
he's
him.
doing is Isidore will score the winning goal, but it'll come off the bench after Mayenda's done the work for him to tire them out. And Isidore
Exactly, but that's what he does.
Who's the top goal scoring striker in the Premier League.
Your selling point for Isidore at the start towards the beginning of the season, Conrad, was his minutes to goal ratio. So that's where I think he benefits. 90 minutes he doesn't need. Bring him on.
You know that
5
minutes to goal ratio was 3 games coming off the bench and 3 starts.
Yeah, but at the start, the 3 games coming off the bench, he was like, you played like 10 minutes and got a goal sort of thing, you know.
The stat I gave you about the points to get included the 6 games he's played so far. It wasn't after the 3 where he was on the bench.
But the point is, my point stands.
To be honest, they're both good players, but it still should be Isidore.
I just think you got it in for Mayenda.
Yeah, actually, that'd be better. Play them both. Sod it.
I would like to see us start against United the way we finished that game with the 3 centre-backs. I think that would be a really good setup against United, especially if we can make sure whoever starts up front is playing kind of off the last man and we can go for that long ball. You're not allowed to click comments. Don't click it. Shocking. Come on, hey, big man, what's your name? He's great.
Isidore hates Sam Fender too. It's just it doesn't rhyme. That's it. Like, for God's sake, we all hate Sam Fender.
It seems when you're both wrong and Broby started on Saturday against.
That's actually the bit we both agreed on.
When
the bit we both agreed on the last few weeks is, but when Broby takes over from both of them.
Well, he's an unknown quantity still, kind of, isn't he? I know we've seen him play, but we've not seen him at his best. He's clearly not fully match fit yet, so we've no idea how that's going to play out. We might be having to try and find a striker in January, the age-old Sunderland story.
Play all 3 of them. Mayenda on the right, Easter on the left, Broby through the middle.
Fair enough. So, what else do you say apart from score predictions, right? I mean, there's not much else to talk about than get the team out there and get it done.
Gary Hall's comment. That's us. We're on Fergie
We've
time
got it now. The Brie time.
Oh, look at that. We could do. Wayne gets grumpy after his bedtime. Sorry, guys.
I am.
Okay, Wayne.
I've got my Horlicks downstairs.
Right, we'll come to the end. Get your score prediction now into the chat so we can go through them as well quickly. Michael, score prediction from you.
I'll start with Manchester United 1, Sunderland 1. I don't know. I keep going between a draw and a loss, but I'm going to go a draw because I've got the last couple of results right. And if you offer me a point now, I'd be very happy with that going in the international break.
Fair enough. Wayne?
I'm with Michael. I would snap your hand off for a point. I really would. Like to say, just because Man United are in a bad place and they're playing really, really bad, I would take a point. However, I'm feeling confident. I think we can go in there and do a job on them. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to us.
2-1 win. Good. Like it. Love the positivity. Conrad, no one's predicted a loss this season, I don't think, yet, in ours.
We've had some. I think we had a Burnley fan come in and predict we would lose against Burnley.
Well done.
He doesn't get on the leader.
Yeah. They didn't get the score right though. They said 1-0. Thank God. I think we'll win 1-0. A bit almost exactly how we did against Forest. I think but I don't think they'll quite camp us in like Forest did in the first half. I think we'll give as good as we got, and I think the experience of Xhaka will drag us through that game, and we'll nick one and then just sort of play our game for the rest of the game. Just see how we get on. 1-0.
Cool. Shall I do mine?
No.
4-0. Go on.
4-0. My end are all 4.
No. For 2 reasons, I'm going to go 2-0. I agree with Wayne. I think we can go there, do a job. Our defence is good at the moment. We're missing, as for my concern, Ronaldo's a key player, but we've done well. I think we can hold up to them. They're not on great form. I'm only going 2-0 instead of 1-0 because Conrad's gone 1-0. And if we go 1-0 up, I want him nervous for the rest of the game. So,
do you know what? I realised on this show last week, I think I said we'll win 2-0 at Forest. And then I realised in my match preview, I said 2-1. And I was sitting there going, I hope Mike hasn't spotted that, because whichever one it is, I'm going to claim it.
I wouldn't have gone back to check as well.
No, exactly. But I was right.
Robbie in Thailand is a very unknown quantity at the moment. I like that. Steve's gone for 2-1 to Sunderland. Miles has gone for a draw as well, like Michael. He's gone for 2-2. L12 Bong has gone for 1-0 to the lads.
He's joint first on our leaderboard.
He is. There you go. So that's why you picked it. You saw his comment, didn't you?
I did. I was thinking 2-0 and I saw him and I went, no, go with him.
John Rotenbreyer's gone 2-0 for me. Jimmy Paddy's gone with Michael as well at 1-1. Steve's gone 2-0 win with me. Lots of 1-1s with most draws predicted here. SJ's gone 1-1. John Swinney's gone 2-1. Ian Brown 1-1. Sean Thompson 2-1. 3-1.
2 scores there, by the way.
Did he? I'm not sure. If he keeps putting them in, tell me. Miles of Sunderland. That sounds like my kind of guy. He's gone for 3-1 to the lads. Patrick's 2-1. D Hall 1-0. Ahmad. There's so many people in here. Where did all these people come from? Bailey Montblanc. Ahmad 3-1 to Sunderland. Well, we shall see. It's going to be an interesting week, and I can't wait for next Wednesday. Don't forget, guys, whichever channel you are watching this on, all the channels are at the top, and I'm sure they'll be linked in the description after as well. Black Cats TV, Only Fools and SFC, and Michael Bowers 541. Sorry. So make sure you go and subscribe and see all the channels and support these lads, because we all give up our time for this, and it's just a good laugh. So make sure you go and support everybody on here and hit the like whichever stream you're on. Wayne, you're the keenest to get off quickly. Any final thoughts and goodbyes?
Do you know what, though? Before we started the stream, I didn't have a beard. That just shows how much something's going on.
Wayne, I've got one thing to say to you.
Thanks, mate.
I've just ruined all your channels.
Everybody's turned off now. But thanks very much, everybody who's tuned in. Like I say, it's always a cracking show with these three. Love it. Even though it's like 3 hours and what have you. But it's a great, great show. Please like and subscribe to everybody, and we'll see you next week.
And next week, Wayne's hosting, so he can control the time.
So it'll be from 9 o'clock to 9:05. So thanks for watching.
Michael, any final thoughts and goodbyes from you?
I was going to say, yeah, if Wayne's controlling the time next week, then announce it being half an hour, and then we're done by 9:30 instead of 10:30. So, but yeah, no, thanks to everyone who has watched. It's been much appreciated. It's been a really good laugh. I'm glad we're doing this now, and yeah, subscribe to every channel. So, whichever one. Well, there's mine, there's Wayne's, and there's Black Cat TV. You can just see the finger just run out of space on the screen. But yeah, thanks very much to everyone who's watching. It's been a great laugh, and look forward to next week's, where hopefully we're looking back at a positive result.
Excellent. Either of you going to the game? Sorry, I didn't ask.
No, I'm not going to the game, no.
No, nobody's going to the game. No, Conrad's doing a commentary. Conrad, any final thoughts and goodbyes?
No, just thank you all for watching. We really do appreciate this week. We're just all having fun doing this. I think we all texted all week, going, I can't wait to be talking about this. So we're just having a great time, and hope you are enjoying it as well as we are. So thank you all, and we'll probably see you in the next one, hopefully.
Yep. Thank you very much. If it wasn't for you guys, we'd just be four idiots talking to ourselves. So thanks for you guys there. It's really appreciated. Goodbye.